Hey, what's up everybody? Steve from Penguin Outdoors. And one of the questions you guys ask me all the time is, Steve, how do you clean your kayaks? Now, I have posted some different clips of me power washing or whatever, but I've never actually done a video where I show you start to finish how I take care of my kayaks when it comes to washing. But hey, you guys have asked for it, so I'm gonna film it. This kayak is filthy. And I've got a big tournament this weekend on the Lake of the Ozarks. I need it looking fresh. So let's wash it together and I will show you guys my whole process. Stay tuned. One of the first things I want to show you before we take this thing outside and wash it is how I prep. So I don't take anything out of the kayak except for my kayak crate, and then I empty out my contents of the bin that sits under the seat because I remove it. You can see how dirty I can get a kayak pretty right quick. I'll remove this because I will power wash it separate from the kayak to get it, reasonably clean. I don't go for showroom perfect on anything, honestly, other than the vinyls. I do like to get the vinyls as clean as humanly possible, just because that's how I represent my sponsors. I want it to look good for Source Crate. I want it to look good for FX Custom Rods and Solar Bat. And I want it to look good for Mission Fishing Jigs. That's really the only prep that I do, is taking the Source Crate off the kayak and emptying out that bin. Now you'll notice my catch board is still on the kayak over there. That's because anytime I wash the kayak, I wash the catch board. The worst thing that could happen is you catch like this great fish, it holds still, you get the best photo in the world, and then your TD or judge can't read the numbers on your catch board. Very important to clean those. So let's get this thing out of the garage. All right guys, it's pretty windy out, so I apologize in advance if that becomes an issue. First thing I want to do, let's show you guys a great shot out here in the sunlight of the before.
We stayed up till the morning. It hit me so hard. Oh, I'm so sorry, girl, I didn't mean to. Trying to tell what you were thinking. What you might feel.
I would be doing all of you a disservice if I didn't take a second to talk about the wash that I use. This Waves RX salt neutralizing wash, specifically made for boats. Now, you can use a lot of things to clean your kayak. You can use dish soap, Purple Power, whatever car cleaner you have around. There's a lot of different stuff you can use that will get your kayak clean. This stuff is not only eco-friendly because it's designed to be used around the water, it works. It works very, very well, and it won't harm your decals, whatever stickers you got on there, your custom paint. This stuff is good for your boat, better for the environment than a lot of the other stuff you're going to use. It's not that expensive. I want to say that it's around, this container is 32 ounces. I want to say it fluctuates somewhere between like 35 and 40 bucks. But I've had this container. This will be the, I got it in 2022. So I used it in 22. I used it in 23. I've used it in 24. And there's still that much left in it. And I'll be honest, the first like 10 times I used it, I went way heavier than I needed to. A capful really does get it done. I'm going to show you guys how I use this with my power washer, I am using a power washer. You don't have to. You can do the whole thing by hand with a garden hose. You could do it with a bucket of water if you don't have a garden hose. There's a lot of different ways you can wash your kayak. I'm using an electric power washer, a very affordable electric power washer. And honestly, links to this stuff, the power washer, whatever I use, I'll put in the description down below. But this is not a hard process. It's not going to take very long at all. It'll probably take less time to clean it than the time I've spent talking so far. And I'm getting dive bombed by wasps. So I think I'll go ahead and get the power washer set up. Be right back. All right, here's my power washer. Very simple little electric setup. I love this thing a lot. Again, guys, I'm sorry about the wind noise. I'm trying to leave you positioned over there to hopefully mitigate that. I use the yellow tip. Whatever tip you decide to use, just be careful. You can do a lot of damage with a power washer if you're not careful, but they're very safe to use. It's not going to hurt the kayak. I'll show you one more thing and then we're going to get to work. So this is the foam cannon that comes with my power washer. I put one cap of that Waves RX in here, and then I fill it with water, and this solution cleans this kayak like you wouldn't believe. I'm literally not going to have to wipe any part of this kayak by hand, except when I go over the vinyl to make sure it looks good. Everything else will just be the power washer, and it's going to come out phenomenal. So let's get to work. The only other thing we need that I forgot to mention is just a nice soft cloth for when I rub over that vinyl. All right, now that everything's wet, time to foam it up. Oh, wrong way. All right. Now what I'll do is I'll hit the whole thing Then I'll hit the whole thing. I'll hit the vinyl down this side, hand wipe it, hit the vinyl down that side, hand wipe it, and then I'll give everything a quick rinse down. Then I will clean the catchboard and the tray, and then I will inspect this and hose it all down one more time. Now, one of the things I want you guys to see how little I used out of that tank? And honestly, I'm about halfway done with this project, so this stuff goes a really long way. All right, take this rag. If you do that, be careful. Do not spray yourself with this. It will hurt. It will take skin off. Now, I don't know how well you guys can tell from the camera, but that is already just so night and day compared to what it was. And you guys see how little effort I just put into that. In a second, I'm going to show you guys something over here. All right, I want you guys to see this live and in color. So, see this nasty scum line I got on there? When I was hitting it with the power washer, it didn't come off. That's why it's important on the vinyl to take a second and rub it. But I want you guys to see how effortlessly this is gonna come off. Look at that, one swipe. And there's still some there I need to clean up, obviously. But I didn't even put any pressure on there. Across there with just a hair of pressure. And boom, this stuff is incredible. I never ever had this stuff come this clean a couple years ago when I was using other stuff. This Waves RX, this is not a commercial for it. This is how I clean my kayak, but I wanted to show you guys the value of that product and why I think you should use it. All right, let's finish this baby up. I'm about to start power washing wasps in a second here. Now I'll still do one final rinse just to make sure I get all the soap or little pools of dirty water. But it's time for the after because she's looking real good with minimal effort.
Let's stop and stare for a minute, 'cause there is divinity there where the sinners breathe.
Sexy, sexy. All right, let's clean the catchboard and let's clean the tray. Beautiful, beautiful. But that is sexy, sexy. That deserves one more look. Cue the music. All right, guys, you've been asking for it, so I hope I delivered. I really can't argue with those results, in my opinion. It is just a beautiful way to wash a kayak. It's a nice day. It didn't take me very long, and she looks perfect. So I hope this video helped you out, and if it did, hit that like button, hit subscribe, drop a comment. If you don't like the video and you have negative things to say, well, you know what? Go ahead and throw those down there too. The YouTube metrics love comments. They really don't care if you like me or not. And quite frankly, I like reading the comments. Good, bad, ugly. I just like reading them, so I hope you'll leave some. But yeah, that wraps this one up, guys. So I appreciate you watching. Make sure to check out our other videos on the channel page. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We're out there, all at Penguin Outdoors. So until next time, tight lines.